business personal contact us. And we have discount too. Schools all get free, by the way, and free clubs in people's houses and their locations. Same international. When I decide to give for free, I'll be traveling around, so we can live stream and meet a lot of people and learn a lot of things. A lot more than meets the eye. Modern technology, kids. Okay. I've been dealing with this and doing this on and off for 14 years. So I decided to just advance up. That's all. And everybody's hurting on money, which we know. Okay, well, okay. Let me switch this around. Okay, you got to read loud today. There's a lot of people. You got to read louder.
Deuteronomy, or the book of God's law in chapter 30.
Go a little bit closer.
Okay.
And talk loud.
I have told you everything the Lord your God will do for you. And I've also told you the curses he will put on you if you reject him. He will scatter you in faraway countries, but when you realize that he is punishing you, return to him with all your heart and soul and start obeying the commands I have given to you today. Then he will stop punishing you and treat you with kindness. He may have scattered you to the farthest country on earth, but he will bring you back to the land that had belonged to your ancestors and make you even more successful and powerful than they ever were. You and your descendants are stubborn, but the Lord will make you willing to obey him and love him with all your heart and soul, and you will enjoy a long life. Then the Lord your God will remove the curses from you and put them on those enemies who hate and attack you. You will again obey the laws and teachings of the Lord, and he will bless you with many children, large herds and flocks, and abundant crops. The Lord will be happy to do good things for you, just as he did for your ancestors. But you must decide once and for all to worship him with all your heart and soul, and to obey everything in the book of God's law. You know God's law, and it is and was impossible to obey them. His commands aren't in heaven, so you can excuse yourselves by saying, how can we obey the Lord's command? They are in heaven and no one can go up to get them. Then bring them down and explain them to yours. And you can say, how can we obey the Lord's commands? They are across the sea and someone must go across. Then bring them back and explain them to yours. No, these commands are nearby and you know them by heart. All you have to do is obey. Today I am giving you a choice. You can choose life and success or death and disaster. I am commanding you to be loyal to the Lord, to live the way he has told you, and to obey his laws and teachings. You are about to cross the Jordan River and take the land that he is giving you. If you obey him, you will live and become successful and powerful. On the other hand, you may choose to disobey the Lord and reject him. So I'm warning you that if you bow down and worship other gods, you won't have long to live. Right now I call the skies and the earth to be witnesses that I am offering you this choice. Will you choose for the Lord to make you prosperous and give you a long life, or will he put you under a curse and kill you? Choose life. Be completely faithful to the Lord your God. Love him and do whatever he tells you. The Lord is the only one who can give life, and he will let you live a long time in the land that he promised to your ancestor Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. Moses again spoke to the whole nation of Israel. I am 120 years old, and I am no longer able to be your leader. And besides that, the Lord your God has told me that he won't let me cross the Jordan River. But he has promised that he and Joshua will lead you across the Jordan to attack the nation that live in the other side. On the other side, the Lord will destroy those nations, just as he destroyed Sihon and Og, those two Amorite kings. Just remember, whenever you capture a place, kill everyone who lives there. Be brave and strong. Don't be afraid of the nation on the other side of the Jordan. The Lord your God will always be at your side, and he will never abandon you. Then Moses called Joshua up in front of the crowd and said, Joshua, be brave and strong as you lead those people into their land. The Lord made a promise long ago to Israel's ancestors that this land would someday belong to Israel. That time has now come, and you must divide up the land among the people. The Lord will lead you into the land. He will always be with you and help you. So don't be afraid of your enemies. Moses wrote down on of these laws and teachings and gave them to the priests and the leaders of Israel. The priests were from the Levi tribe, and they carried the sacred chest that belongs to the Lord. Moses told these priests and leaders, each year the Israelites must come together to celebrate the festival of shelters at the place where the Lord chooses to be worshipped. You must read these laws and teachings to the people at the festival every 7th year, the year when the loans do not need to be repaid. Everyone must come, men, women, children, and even the foreigners who live in your towns, and each new generation will listen and learn to worship the Lord their God with fear and trembling, and to do exactly what is said in God's law. The Lord told Moses, you will soon die, so bring Joshua to the sacred tent, and I will appoint him the leader of Israel. Moses and Joshua went to the sacred tent, and the Lord appeared in a thick cloud right over the entrance of the tent to the tent. The Lord said to Moses, you will soon die, but Israel is going into the land where other gods are worshipped. And Israel will reject me and start worshipping these gods. The people will break the agreement I made with them, and I will be so furious that I will abandon them and ignore their prayers. I will send disaster and suffering that they will realize that the disaster happened because I abandoned them. They will pray to me, but I will ignore them because they were evil and started worshipping other gods. Moses and Joshua, I'm going to give you the words to a new song. Write them down and teach the song to the Israelites. If they learn it, they will know what I want them to do, and so they will have no excuse for not obeying me. I am bringing them into the land that I promised their ancestors. It is a land rich with milk and honey, and the Israelites will have more than enough food to eat, but they will get fat and turn their back on me and start worshipping other gods. The Israelites will reject me and break the agreement that I made with them. When I punish the Israelites and their descendants with suffering and disaster, I will remind them that they know the words to this song, so they have no excuse for not obeying me. I will give them the land that I promised, but I know the way they are going to live later on. Moses wrote down the words to the song right away, and he taught it to the Israelites. The Lord told Joshua, be brave and strong. I will have you lead the people of Israel into the land that I have promised them. Moses wrote down all these laws and teachings in a book, and he went to the Levites who carried the sacred chest and said, this is the book of God's law. Keep it beside the sacred chest that holds the agreement the Lord your God made with Israel. This book is a proof that you know that the Lord wants you to do. I know how stubborn and rebellious you and the rest of the Israelites are. You have rebelled against the Lord while I've been alive, and it will only get worse after I am gone. So call together the leaders and officers of the tribes of Israel. I will bring this book and read every word of it to you, and I will call the sky and earth as witnesses that all of you know that what you are supposed to do. I am going to die soon, and I know that in the future you will stop caring about what is right and what is wrong, and so you will disobey the Lord and stop living the way I told you to live. The Lord will be angry and terrible things will happen to you. Moses called a meeting of all the people of Israel, so he could teach them the words to the song that the Lord had given him. And here are the words. Earth and sky, listen to what I say. Israel, I will teach you. My words will be like gentle rain on tender young plants, or like dew on the grass. Join with me in praising the wonderful name of the Lord our God. The Lord is a mighty rock, and he never does wrong. God can always be trusted to bring justice. But you lie in teeth and are unfaithful to him. You have disgraced yourselves and are no longer worthy to be his children. Israel, the Lord is your father, the one who created you, but you rebate him by being foolish. Think about past generations. As your parents or any of your elders, they will tell you that God Most High gave land to every nation. He assigned a guardian angel to each of them, but the Lord himself takes care of Israel. Israel, the Lord discovered you in a barren desert filled with howling winds. God became your fortress, protecting you as though you were his own eyes. The Lord was like an eagle teaching its young to fly, always ready to swoop down and cast them on its back. Israel, the Lord led you, and without the aid of a foreign God, he helped you capture the land. Your fields were rich with grain, olive trees grew in the strong soil, and honey was found among the rocks. Your flocks and herds produced milk and yogurt, and you got choice meats from your sheep and goats that grazed in Bashan. Your wheat were the finest, and you drank the best wine. Israel, you grew fat and rebelled against God, your creator. You rejected the mighty rock, your only place of safety. You made God jealous and angry by worshiping disgusting idols and foreign gods. You offer sacrifices to demons, those useless gods that never helped you, new gods that your ancestors never worshipped. You turned away from God, your creator. You forgot the mighty rock, the source of your life. You were the Lord's children, but you made him angry. Then he rejected you and said, you are unfaithful and can't be trusted. So I won't answer your prayers. I'll just watch and see what happens to you.
You got 8 people watching now.
You worship worthless idols and made me jealous and angry. Now I will send a cruel and worthless nation to make you jealous and angry. My people, I will breathe out fire that sends you down to the world of the dead. I will scorch your farmlands and burn deep down under the mountains. I'll send disaster after disaster to strike you like arrows. You'll be struck by starvation and deadly diseases, by the fangs of wild animals and poisonous snakes. Young and old alike will be killed in the streets and terrified at home.
I wanted
to scatter you,
but you refused.
so no one will remember that you had ever lived. But I dread the sound of your enemies saying, we defeated Israel with no help from the Lord.
They go from 16 to 8 to 3. So keep on doing
People
what you're
of
doing.
Israel, that's what the Lord has said to you.
They see your Vietnam face, so they want to log in.
But you don't have good sense, and you never listen to advice. If you did, you would see where you are headed. How could one enemy soldier chase 1,000 of Israel troops? Or how could 2 of theirs pursue 10,000 of ours? It can only happen if the Lord stops protecting Israel and lets the enemy win. Even our enemies know that only our God is a mighty rock.
2 people. She don't want to talk English and Vietnamese. This is Vietnam audience, the majority. And they look at a woman, and she refuses. Look, we're down to 2 people now. Sometime ago to 28. Nobody want to hear only Vietnamese or only English. We live in Vietnam.
I'm reading the Bible. It's not talking.
Well, okay.
And this is English.
Yeah. Well, she could translate it. She pretends she's a good translator. Okay, translate shit. Okay, like the schools here, they translate shit. You know, when I went to book publishing company years ago, and Da Nang, the most famous, okay, let me tell you, they had 4 cars, you know, they have to pay 100% VAT, okay, and their professional camera equipment, I estimate about 1.3 million. Okay, they interviewed me, everything, they're so happy. And their 2 young students, they score so high. They're young girls, 23, 24, they translate shit. I was going to read the books and publish my own books. So a long time ago. Han was supposed to translate, she didn't. We went there for book publishing. But I went there because I had to go, I think it was I think it was business visa. Instead of going to Saigon, okay, they want you to leave or go to Saigon. The Chiang office says, no, go to Da Nang, go to Da Nang. No, you don't go to Saigon. I say, yeah, you do. No, you got to go to Da Nang. So I went to Da Nang. I spent over a month. So at the same time, They try to get book publishing there. It's too difficult. But I went to one place because I did some research, and they were so impressed. All I needed was some brief translation. Okay, so she's reading some scripture, right? You follow me? No. You're cocky and rude, yeah, like most of the people. By the way, 25 million or 25 billion today was reported with VAT, with tax and things like that. Vietnam lost the profit. Yeah, well, guess what? That's what goes on. You keep screwing people, eventually they get you at the end. Okay, just like when people screwed me. Okay, eventually it comes back at them in many different ways. God works mysterious. The people, they fall, they get injured, they lose their deed, all kinds of shit happens. People die. And that's God's doing that stuff. Through people or through no people, it's just an act of God. If you understand what act of God is, a typhoon, whatever, hurricane, nature, an act of God. Okay? And God will tell somebody to do certain things. Act of God. Okay? Or he just makes you sick. Okay, thou shalt give, thou shalt take away. That's real estate law, by the way. Okay, when you want to buy real estate, land, okay, make sure that the moon's high and it goes that way to water. Okay, so when you sign that contract and they survey the land, make sure it's 100 meters down there because you own all of that land then. Okay, thou shalt give, thou shalt take away. Okay, see the laws in your respective country, because you could probably get a lot of land then. Okay, and that's that. I see what the laws are when it comes down to water, the taxes you have to pay. Okay, perhaps not once it turns to water. Once it turns to land, you might have to pay tax. Okay, look into that. Pretty awesome, huh? You get a lot of land front. Okay, then people built on stilts, houses and things like that, you know, or docks. Look into that. Each country is different. Okay, I'm not a dumb guy. Okay, not at real estate and certain things. Just associating with people, they got issues that you try to help. People say I'm dumb. Well, I guess Jesus was dumb too, right? The apostles and a lot of people are dumb. Okay. Okay, so keep reading. We're up to 6 viewers now. Alright, I told her, you're English and Vietnamese. It's a Vietnamese population. Okay, she wanted to teach. Well, she sure talks a good game when she leaves church all the time and somewhere. Well, let the people know. Don't incite people. If there's a theory behind something, there's a theory. That's that. It's only theory. It's something from the past. Okay? You want to make bread? You want to make something? You want to make carbonated drinks? I'll show you. And there's many ways. Okay, well, that's all. Okay, bye-bye. Okay, smile. 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 Smile.